Okay, put down your phone, close your Netflix tab, because this isn't some petty Hollywood jealousy. It's a meteor-level event that crashes into childhood innocence. This goes from, well, it's a normal drama to, oh shit, there's even fake cancer? And the focus is on someone everyone thought was settled down, Brenda Song, Disney's legendary London Tipton. She's now a mother, with a child with Macaulay Culkin, the now grown-up Home Alone boy who seems pretty chill. But the past doesn't spare anyone, especially the past named Trace Cyrus, a tattooed rapper, Miley Cyrus's brother, and a spontaneous content creator on Instagram with the main theme, me, the victim, and my ex-girlfriend is the final boss. And one fine morning, or gloomy depending on which corner of the internet you see, Trace posted to expose, not in the gentle Brenda was jealous style, but in the Brenda is the unrecognized screenwriter of Black Mirror style. According to the livestream saint, Brenda pretended to be pregnant, with a proper script, not a two-line test. Pretended to have a brain tumor and even imagined a miracle surgeon in Chicago. Pretended to have cancer, but lived very well. Pretended to have a miscarriage with fake blood in the bathroom. No kidding. Trace said, once Brenda appeared with a bandage wrapped around her head, saying she had just had brain surgery. Trace was suspicious, took it off, and discovered there was no watermark. The best of the best? Trace told Miley Cyrus's biological mother to get involved, specifically calling Brenda out, pointing at her face and asking, "You're not pregnant, you're not sick. What do you want from my house?" Sounds like an excerpt from a TV show at 10 p.m. And that's not all. Brenda, according to Trace, once poured fake blood on the bathroom floor pretending to have a miscarriage, to the point that Trace and her mother thought it was real, panicked, and took her to the emergency room. But when the doctor checked, nothing. No pregnancy, no blood loss, just loss of faith. This is no longer an incomplete love story. This is a one-woman show by a Disney heroine who graduated from the Advanced Imagination and Emotional Manipulation course. If this is real, then Trace really survived the atomic level drama. If not, well, he just came up with a script that forced Netflix to pull 13 Reasons Why, because it wasn't exciting enough. Welcome back, where we leave behind the Disney moral lessons and step straight into the world of Gaslight-level infinity. You thought Brenda was just playing a trick once? Number, according to Trace, this is a whole season of the series. At the beginning of season 2, imagine you're a member of the Cyrus family. One fine day, you've just poured a cup of tea when you see Brenda, collapsed in the bathroom, blood stains on the floor, screaming, and of course an urgent call to the doctor. Trace's mother, none other than Tish Cyrus, who managed Miley's life during her Hannah Montana days, panics and takes the young girl to the hospital. They think they've just witnessed a horrific miscarriage. And then the doctor comes out. His face is as blank as a sheet. Nothing. The so-called painful medical event turned out to be a homemade stage prop. All it needed was a receipt for buying food coloring from Amazon to make an investigative series. All the trust collapsed. But what was crazy? Brenda didn't admit it. She kept quiet. Trace started piecing together the details like the main detective in a true crime movie. She said she had a brain tumor, but no one saw any scans. She said she was pregnant, no test results. She said she had just had surgery. There was no incision. She said she was in pain and needed love. But all the signs were handwritten scripts in fake blood. The atmosphere in Cyrus's house at that time, according to Trace, was as cold as a freezer. And you know who broke the silence? Miley's mom. This time there was no scolding, just a look that said, "I faced paparazzi before, you think you're embarrassing me?" From that moment on, Trace said his faith was shattered. Not because he hated Brenda, but because he still loved her. And that was the tragedy. When people fall in love, they write music. When they're in pain, they post statuses. But Trace Cyrus, he does both. And not in the "I'm okay, I've moved on" kind of way. More like the "I'll release an entire album named after you just to let the world know how badly you hurt me" kind of way. After the fake blood shock, Trace didn't retreat. He entered Instagram like a heartbroken poet rejected by TikTok. Statuses started pouring in. "She lied to me and my family. I loved with all my heart, and she threw it in the trash along with the fake pregnancy." Not long after, the song Brenda was born, released on Valentine's Day, like a punch straight in the face of the phrase "love is sweet." In the song, Trace wrote, "Brenda, you drive me crazy, but I still miss you every night. I was lied to, but my heart still believes. Cigarette smoke and shattered mirrors. That's all that's left." Sounds like a love song? Nope. More like a written submission to the court of public opinion. And while Trace mourned in the form of a single, Brenda, utter silence. Just One short Instagram caption, "Loyalty is not control," like a slick boxing dodge. Trace kept spiraling. Some said he was obsessed. Others joked, Trace is a walking red flag, but at least he can write music. But no one can deny, no one's ever been this heartbreak productive. You think after sad statuses and a tragic song, Trace would find the light? Nope. He decided to torch his entire family instead. Next, victim, Billy Cyrus, aka Miley's dad, but now the antagonist in his son's Instagram soap opera. On a bright morning in 2023, while the world worried about climate change, wars, and Britney's latest story, Trace posted a novel-length rant, like a high school literature essay, aimed squarely at his father. "You don't deserve to be my dad. Miley booked you a $60,000 private jet, and you still didn't show up to grandma's funeral." Normally, someone writing this would be told, don't air family drama online. But Trace? He treats Instagram like a family registry full of chaos. It didn't stop at dad. Trace also threw shade at his brother Brayson, who was collaborating on an album with Billy Ray. Trace posted a photo of Brayson with the caption, "That's my younger brother," with a sad face emoji. When a fan asked, "Is this because your dad supports Trump?" Trace added, "No, I like Trump too. I just hate hypocrisy." Yup, the Cyrus family officially isn't a family anymore. It's a Broadway show of modern tragicomedy, packed with drama, emotional weapons, and Instagram captions longer than a prenup. And you think Trace was done? Nope. He circled back to the main plot, Brenda. He posted a fresh status declaring she's a compulsive liar who staged fake pregnancy and cancer arcs like she was scripting a new season of Grey's Anatomy. But wait, the real bomb hadn't dropped. Trace started opening up about love philosophy. Women leave their dream man just because he cheated once. A line delivered in half regret, half red flag energy. A fan asked directly, "Are you throwing shade at Macaulay Culkin?" Trace, silent. The same kind of silence he used when blocking then unblocking Brenda to write another song. After a war of lyrics, fake blood, and Category 13 Instagram stories, you'd think Brenda would speak up, write a letter, go on some emotional podcast. Brenda Song did exactly one thing, live her best life. Specifically became Macaulay Culkin's wife, had children, walked red carpets, and smiled like drama is for people without a schedule. And in true internet fashion, silence is sometimes the deadliest clapback. While Trace was still posting quotes like, "Unfaithful women are why men lose trust," Brenda casually uploaded a picture lovingly holding her son with the caption, "Every day is a miracle." Boom. No need for shade, no need for rants. Just one post and the internet got the message. I'm fine. Meanwhile, you're still writing songs about me? And then something interesting happened. Brenda finally spoke, but not in a scathing rebuttal way. She wrote a short IG story, like a misquoted Pinterest caption, but it collapsed Trace's entire emotional fortress. "Years ago, there were rumors that I was pregnant and had a miscarriage. That's not true. I'm sorry I didn't clarify earlier. Please stop spreading it." Trace immediately exploded. He dropped a comment right under Brenda's post and also made a few separate ones. "She lied to me, my family, my friends. I loved her wholeheartedly, and what I got back were lies." You'd think someone would support him? Nope. The internet began rewinding the tape. People dug up Trace's old posts from 2011, 2012. Sentiments like, "Brenda is the most wonderful woman. We'll have kids and raise them in Nashville. I can't live without her." The online community began asking, wait, if she's such a world-class liar, why'd you go back to her 3 times? Why are you still writing songs about someone so toxic after nearly 10 years? And if it was real love, why? Do you need the world to know every intimate detail? A gentle wave of sarcasm rolled in. Fan pages posted memes like, "Trace, I'm heartbroken from betrayal." Brenda, playing with her kid, sipping matcha latte, unaware of what's happening. Trace gradually became a side character in the story he tried to make himself the main victim of. You think after all those Brenda exposés, Trace would chill, rest, meditate, and detox? Well, he did meditate, but on semen retention. And no, this is not a joke. This is his actual post. Trace appeared on Instagram sitting in a gym, muscles flexed, face solemn, caption reading like a prophetic sermon. "Semen retention feels better than any drug. I'd rather relapse on alcohol than release my seed." What? While everyone was still trying to process the fake cancer, fake pregnancy, this guy redirected the conversation to the importance of not releasing. Next up, a stream of Red Pill meets Buddha 4.0 style stories. A real man isn't controlled by desire. Retaining sexual energy is the key to awakening inner strength. And the highlight, I only ejaculate if the goal is to have a baby. Yes, from love story straight into a crash course in reproductive biology. It didn't stop there. Trace updated his dating philosophy. Women will leave a great man just because he cheated once. Wait, what? Plot twist incoming. What does this mean? After all his stories playing the betrayed one, Trace might have just revealed he wasn't totally innocent? But wait, Trace started live streaming in a tone like a TED Talk guru, calling himself the real one, while Brenda was someone still living in illusion. And then, back to the seed retention. Someone commented, Trace hasn't moved on from Brenda. He's holding on to his semen like it's an old love letter. Some conspiracy theories even joked Trace is saving his DNA to later recreate an ideal Brenda using AI. Okay, that's a joke, but who knows? If Trace ever discovers Midjourney, it's game over. When your ex doesn't call but still post stories, when you retain seed but lose logic, Trace is no longer just the ex-boyfriend. He's now a self-proclaimed TED Talk speaker on how to survive heartbreak by not shooting fireworks. If you thought the final chapter would be where everything calms down, then you've clearly forgotten this is Trace Cyrus, whose heartbreak comes in multiple seasons. In 2023, over 10 years after breaking up with Brenda, Trace suddenly restarted the cycle. He posted a story. I feel sorry for every girl who's dated me, because they'll live with regret for life. Along with it came a batch of old photos of Brenda, dug up, reposted, and captioned with bittersweet blame and sarcasm like they had just broken up last week. Brenda, by then a mother of two, quietly living with Macaulay Culkin. No reaction, no lawsuits, no shade, just silently blocking all ghosts of the past. And that's what drove Trace even crazier. He kept writing music, kept throwing shade, kept telling his story, as if he never truly left the relationship. The online community was split. Team 1, poor Trace, no one deserves that much betrayal. Team 2, bro, she moved on in 2013, why are you still here? The answer, perhaps, Trace never actually left. In his mind, that relationship still lives, still hurts. And because of that, the stream of posts, songs, and captions continued, like an endless loop. Brenda remained silent, but the echoes from Trace never stopped.